As we click on our goals book page, there are so many connections that we make throughout the year at the Chamber. It's great to see how much we did the last year. And this Chamber lady is very excited about it, and I know so are the next two. Just as the country began to regain its economic legs after several years of financial woes, we began our year with cautious optimism. And we knew that sustainability of the Chamber would be the most important objective to ensure our future. You've got to love having the Chamber in a strong financial position, or better said, cash is king. It's been our mantra all year and will be well into the future. We got down to our own business, making a difference for members and advancing critical community issues. We got off to a brisk start in July with a Leadership Miami Executive Committee retreat. We saluted local outstanding military servicemen and women at our trustee luncheon and had a special visit from the Spanish ambassador to the U.S. We took a delegation to Washington, D.C. for the first of 3 trips to forward our legislative agenda. In August, with the nation's capital still fresh in our minds, we hosted a congressional candidate forum. We held a State of Florida business luncheon featuring Florida Chamber President Mark Wilson and hosted a breakfast for the Japanese ambassador to the U.S. September was back to school for members with our annual Chamber U open house, focused on members finding opportunities through the Chamber. The start of the fall also marked our first America's Linkage trip of the year, visiting Colombia with Enterprise Florida. We focused on helping those in transition get back to work with the Chamber's Reemployment and Outplacement Task Force networking meetings, and a Health Career Resource Expo for employers looking to aid a healthcare workforce in transition. October, and 2 terrific Chamber Award programs, the Sports Hall of Champions, where the Chamber inducted the late Jim Mandich, Miami Dolphins linebacker Zach Thomas, golf legend Jim McLean, and local high school and national championship baseball coach Skip Bertman. And we saluted Miami's leaders. We partnered with U.S. Chamber and presented a 2-day seminar on doing business in China. We kicked off our Leadership Miami program and rounded out the month with the 2nd annual Sustainable South Florida Awards. November, and the International Business Development Group hosted the annual International Business Leadership Awards program. Leadership Miami participants ventured out to the Marlins Stadium for a hard hat tour, and our Chairman Circle members had breakfast with the Miami Herald and El Nuevo Herald new executive director. Mindy is fantastic. December, and the holidays were just around the corner. Chamber celebrated the holidays in style. The Real Estate Committee launched its sensational Cocktails to Closing networking series, a first for the Chamber. The momentum in the local economy was showing signs of life, and the sustainability initiatives we started in June were finally beginning to signal progress. 2011 came roaring in with renewed energy for the South Florida economy and the Chamber. We hosted a South Florida Economic Summit, saw hundreds of people attend the half-day session in January opened by our new governor. It featured numerous panels delving into industry-specific economic issues, featuring a live, 2-way video conference with U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, and a forecast for the new year by JP Morgan Chase's Jim Glassman. The Senior Executive Orientation Program for senior-level executives moving to Miami or in new senior positions began its 23rd program year in January with a rich overview on the uniqueness and potential of our community. The Creative Industries Committee celebrated the return of the National Association of Television Program Executives to Miami after many years in Las Vegas, engaging the local business community and highlighting Miami as a hotbed of production. February in Miami means sand in my shoes, and this year it was a very special evening for a very special Miamian. The Chamber sold out the Jungle Island Ballroom to celebrate American Airlines' Peter Delara. Peter was the architect of all that American has done in Miami, and we appreciate all of his work. Also in February, the Chamber celebrated the end of regulation time of its membership and sponsorship campaign. Great Florida Bank was the winning team. You know, they say that March is generally in like a lion and out like a lamb. This year, the lion roared the whole month, beginning the first week when the governor came to Miami and announced his support for the deep dredge of the Port of Miami, one of the Chamber's top governmental affairs goals. The Chamber made its third trip to Washington, D.C. and hosted a special technology and bioscience sneak peek at the new University of Miami Life Sciences Park, which will be part of the new growth of the industry in South Florida. We held our Top 100 Minority Business Awards, always a favorite in a majority-minority business community like ours. The New World Center Committee presented a tremendous program focusing on the explosion of downtown culture, including the new museum park. Boy, I can't wait. The young professionals hyped up the best among them with the second annual Hype Awards. And we ended the month with a trip to Tallahassee to promote our legislative agenda. On to April, and there was no April fooling around. Our America's Linkage program, celebrating 21 years this year, held 2 more successful trips in April to Argentina and back to Colombia. We hosted a special breakfast for our past Chamber chairman. And it was practically back-to-back awards presentations with the Technology Leader of the Year Awards and the inaugural Real Awards focused on our community's real estate achievers and leaders. The busy month of April concluded with an incredible opportunity for our members with Homestead Air Reserve Base to witness an F-16 refueling in flight. Spectacular. Our May Trustee Luncheon featured Karen Mills, the Federal Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration, who pledged to do more to help our small businesses recover. And we had the presentation of the annual Nonprofit Business Novo Awards. Facing an election in May for new County Commission members and a new county mayor, the Chamber held forums to give members a chance to hear them personally and participate in a dialogue. We wrapped up our special Chairman's Circle sessions with a discussion focused on needed changes to the county's charter with Norman Brayman, Victor Diaz, and Katie Sorensen. Of the more than 200 events produced each year by the Chamber, none is more moving than the annual Healthcare Heroes Awards, saluting those in our community who make important strides to protect and improve life. You know, our events bring us all together to work together to grow business, create jobs, and make our community stronger. But they do something even greater. They connect people and bring us opportunities to get to know each other better. The Chamber is really a social network that's done in person. And every time we meet a new contact or we get a new business opportunity, it's better than a click. Our Goals book is the connection for all Chamber members who are part of the process. And at the Goals Conference each year, we are building tomorrow together.